Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Chris Tjajadi, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started.
He looks amazing because welcome to the Patty Show, everybody. Woo! Oh my goodness. The studio audience is looking extra sharp today. Looking good, feeling good, all the blessings, all that good stuff. Welcome to the Patty Show, y'all. Episode 43, Positivity, Fueling the Lights Within. Within. I love that title. Ooh. Oh, thank you, studio audience. You're going to get a raise eventually when I get the budget. Chase, Capital One, hook me up, man. I already have your credit cards. give me more. Give me more than the travel points. Give me some Patty points. All right. Anyway, this episode is all about positivity. Not the toxic optimism, but more real, grounded positivity. Before we start this episode, just want to shout out to my brother Steven Ronger, Indonesian filmmaker, actor, voice actor, TikTok icon. He does it all, man. From San Diego. Yes. Thank you, my boy. Showed me around San Diego. Really fun time. Shout out to Coronado Island, I believe. The future studio for the Patty Show. Once I make trillions of dollars, because, bro, those hotels, I think it was $1,000 a night. I didn't say that, though. Not yet. Chase, Capital One, hurry up. Sponsor me. And speaking of sponsoring me, we have the sponsor of all sponsors today. Actually, I don't know if it's mine. We'll get into sponsorship eventually. Okay. But joining me today, he is a proud Indonesian storyteller. Okay. A disability rights advocate with a $1 million smile. Y'all saw that? $1 million smile. Where the baby mama's at? He is conquering the tech and entertainment world with his passion, his grit, and his good vibes all around, y'all. Give it up for my brother, Christopher, right here, my boy. Oh, thank you. Arigato. Oh my brother. The way you, man. I'm so grateful for research. There's a lot more that I did more research. There's some crazy stuff out here. We'll get to eventually. But bro, if you could do a little self-intro, background, hobbies, baby mamas, if you need to. Shout out anyone out there. And how we met, of course. Do your thing, my boy.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Christopher. Thank you so much for having me here, Christopher Tjajadi. I grew up actually in Indonesia. I was born in Indonesia. I moved here when I was around 13, I think.
But that's the best and worst time to move, bro.
I know. I was a teenager. Very emo and all that stuff.
You said All American Rejects, bro?
What was it?
All American Rejects? What kind of music?
What was I listening? I was listening to a lot of Taylor Swift.
There we go. Shout out to Taylor Swift. She's going to be in the Patty Show, episode 77, maybe. Something like that. Well, you moved to Indonesia at 13,
yeah, when around 13, my family moved here because my parents wanted to continue to study in theology.
Oh, nice, bro.
We thought we were just going to move here for maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
We ended up staying here the entire time. I found my passion and love for storytelling when I was in middle school. Sort of went to an art high school, did a lot of short films. I went to college doing film production.
Nice.
And then sort of my career kind of shifted slightly. So I'm still working with studios. So I then started working with Amazon Studios.
Internship over there?
Internship for a whole year. Wow, you did
I told you, man.
For a whole year doing strategy work. And then I went to Netflix and I've been at Netflix ever since.
Wow, Netflix and chill. He invented the phrase.
That is exactly what I did.
I'll claim it.
I'll claim it. And alongside that, I'm also continuously volunteering at church, as you know.
Love it.
On the side, I'm part of this small ethnic community church. Not just serving at this one church, but I also serve at a couple of different Indonesian churches as well.
We love that.
Yeah, and then on the side, I love reading. I love manga. I love music. I love just art in general. I love going deep into philosophies and whatnot and all that stuff. Watching movies, reading books, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Wow, man. Well, thanks for coming today. I appreciate it. Arigato.
Yeah, thank you.
Arigato. He's also
I'm not
part
Japanese.
Japanese.
Just to clarify.
me neither, but we like to claim the good parts of Japan. The good parts of Japan, arigato. What else do they say? The other stuff we can't say because I might not get monetized. He knows because we were talking about it earlier. But if you know, you know. You know. Oh, speaking of, what are your socials, by the way? Where can people find you, my boy?
You can find me on Instagram, Chris Tjajadi.
Okay.
Chris Theosem.
Okay.
That's my social. You
Love
can
that,
follow
love
me
that.
there. I also just started a new Instagram account.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
called Chair Lens, CHAIRLENS, where I just
Perfect.
post a bunch of photographies. So yeah.
Oh man, he does it all, man. I told you, he does a lot. So I have to do a lot of my research.
I'm into a lot of different
Of course,
things,
over that YouTube channel, though, man. Please walk me through this amazing time.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. There's some speeches over there.
Oh
there's
my
some
God.
short films.
You found that? That's
oh man,
crazy.
the archive was inspirational,
That's
man.
crazy.
It was honestly like how is it, like a time capsule.
Yes, it is.
Like there was this one. You guys have to check out the YouTube channel. I don't know the handle by
I don't know
heart,
whether it's.
but maybe I'll put the
remember.
link on. I'll put the link on it. But yeah, there's this one where you do like a speech for your middle.
That was
school?
my middle school.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I was in middle school. I applied. They had like, oh, if you want to do speeches, we can do a little competition thing, and I did it for fun and won.
Hey.
And then so I did. Yeah, the speech for our graduation from middle school to high school. So that's what that was.
Bro, that was insane. I loved all the little clips. It felt like
I remember. Oh my gosh! I love. So like I remember when I saw the recording and I was putting it together, and at the time I was really into video editing. And I was just like, this needs something, like. And then I realized, oh, I've been recording a bunch of random clips throughout my middle school that I'm just gonna attach into this like speech together with some really cheesy Inception music going on, because I was really into Inception at the time. And I think to me it was like my expression of this is my middle school experience, you know what I mean? So and then we'll probably talk more about it, but I feel like I just love creating things to kind of like explore how I feel about things and like encapsulate my experiences all in one place. It's just my way of just exploring and self-reflection. So,
bro, no, I loved it. It was so inspiring seeing that, and especially because like the times has definitely changed. I'm sure. Like seeing the different clips, I'm like, man, this kind of took me back to like middle school days of the simpler times. Because now we gotta pay taxes. We gotta find our baby mama.
Where are you?
Yo, what was the Instagram again? It's what is it at?
Chris Tjajadi, please find me. Just send me a DM.
Yeah, so please shoot, man. I forgot who was on my podcast, but we were talking about the LA dating scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my girl Cassie, also a filmmaker out there.
Awesome.
This LA dating scene, man. Y'all just gotta shoot, man. Why is everyone just hiding behind the screens? If you think this like a new haircut from where again?
What was it? Jenny haircut place. Yes.
My boy Chris got a nice haircut right there. You should have just pulled up. Baby mama, where you at? Don't worry, when this episode comes out, I'll be matchmaker for you. I got you, man.
Thank you so much.
Arigato. Man, backtracking though, because we're not Japanese. We are Indonesian right here.
We are Indonesian.
Have you been back to Indonesia recently?
No. The last time I was back was 2013.
Oh my goodness! When you first moved?
So sorry, So I think I moved here 2010.
Okay.
And then came back 2013.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's been
It's been
what year is it now? I don't even know, bro. I'm gonna be with you. I forget. It's like 2025.
Yeah, 20 years.
Wow, man. Oh, wow, that's insane, man. So that's insane. So 12 years without any good Indonesian food.
I mean, like my family specifically my mother makes the greatest Indonesian food. So, and then
what's your favorite dish right now? It's hard to pick.
Dude,
give me top 3.
Gado all the way.
Bro.
Bro.
I know. I told guys, you don't understand. We were just connected because, bro, I love that sauce kacang, bro.
Yes.
Something about it, bro. Like a good nut. Pause. No Diddy. Mom, I love you. Please keep watching, Mom. Please, Mom and Dad, and all.
That's right. The
pastor families. We got.
We love you right here.
Yeah, Pastor Kid. Shout out to everybody out there. But bro, that sauce, bro, you can't replicate it anywhere. It's so good, bro. I remember when I came back from Indonesia. I forgot when it was. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. My mom, I love it, but she's crazy. She put like it frozen into this like bag for my luggage, bro.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, why is this so heavy? I don't know how many pounds it was. Maybe like 20 pounds, bro. But it's like just the ingredients with, like, all you have to do is really add water to it. Bro, I finished that in like a week, bro.
Dude, what was it? It was gado gado?
Yeah, it was like the sauce of it.
Just the sauce.
Just a peanut thing. Yeah,
that
bro.
thing's heavy.
Yeah, bro. That thing is heavy because it's just like peanut and everything, but it was like dense. Like the guy that had it, just I guess he put it like densely packed into it.
Yeah.
And he also has the best one in Bakassi. Shout out to him. I forgot his name. I forgot your name, bro. But you a real one. I gotta shout out to somebody. No, I don't know somebody. I don't know. I forgot his name. He was super nice though, because I've tried like gado ketoprak all over Indo, bro.
Dude,
yeah, bro.
I love isn't that weird that like in here they're like if you were to explain this to somebody white, they're like, what do you mean putting peanut butter on?
Yeah, they're like, are you crazy, bro? Yeah.
It is kind of weird. I was like, yeah, peanut butter is very sweet, but that's essentially what it is. You just blender some peanuts and then add some like spices and
absolutely
like salt to it, and then it's just delicious.
And then like the crunch part of it too, if you get like a little crunchy,
crunchy, bro.
Like when it's like not fully mixed in there, bro.
Yes.
Man, if y'all don't know, gado ketoprak,
all of that.
The main thing, the base is honestly that peanut sauce. It's like peanut, like some sort of like spicy, like sambal, whatever. Ketchup, manis, all that.
Dude, you're making me hungry.
Oh man, I know for a week. I was that one right here. That's a really good dish also because it's like super good. You can put a little tofu in there, some protein.
Dude, that with the water.
Oh
my god, dude.
He's speaking my language, bro. Like, man, everything, man. Shout out to that food, man. Speaking of food and culture, let's go back again now, right? All right. Our Indonesian Christian culture. See, that's even more intersectionality, my boy. Tell me about that growing up in the church, bro. How was that lifestyle?
Wow.
You want honest answer?
So I've always grown up in church, right? Like my dad's a pastor.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you
for your service and everything.
And thank you, Father.
Literally,
what I'm doing.
Comedian as well.
And so, like in Indonesia, my dad pastored this one church, and he kind of like grew it from a very small church to a pretty big church, actually, like to having our own building. Like it was a whole thing. Bro. So I grew up with like always church family, church people. Like I was super close with like the custodials of the church, all the drivers of the church. And honestly, like I've always been like there's something like familial to me, especially with like people who are like cleaning and doing all those things, just because I've always been around them. And growing up, they're kind of almost like my extended families. And yeah, I definitely see all the good and the ugly. You know what I mean? Like I see like the amount of politics that church like sort of requires.
Of course.
I see the good, where I see a lot of like really, really kind people, you know, donating a lot of money and time, right, for the church and for the people that needs it. And it's quite interesting because like in Indonesia, you know, we had a lot of resources, right? And so like my church life was like, I mean, it was great. Like, I mean, like my family was supported a lot because they were not being paid a lot, but they were supported a lot by the church, right? Like when we needed a space to live, the church was able to help with that.
Wow.
When I think I was really sick when I was really young. Like I think I had some illness that like no doctors in Indonesia knew like what it was, and I had like some weird swollen stuff going on with my feet. And then like one of the congregation was like, you know what, I'm gonna fly you to Singapore. And like I was like, whoa, Burji.
Yeah, Burji.
As a child, I didn't know. I was like, wow, a hot towel in an airplane? I didn't know. Now I'm like, oh my gosh. And so we were supported a lot. But the moment we got here, I mean, like it's a very different scene. Right? We're now the minorities. The Indonesian churches here, like in California, there's like over 100 plus churches, as you know. And they're all split up, and it's super. Nobody wants to come together, and because of that, you know, the resources are very scarce, right? Like everybody, like my dad needs to, as a pastor, he needs to do the cleaning, he needs to set up stuff, and he's doing multiple jobs at the same time. And the experience and the level of politics is still there.
Absolutely.
But now it's like with the same people, which I think makes it like, you know, a little bit like spicier. Right?
Ooh, definitely.
Because you kind of know everybody. And so, yeah, I mean, it's truly shaped me a lot. I think the whole idea of like living my life for a community is just so integral to who I am. I mean, like, I talked to some of my friends here who like, I think there's this book, I forget the name. I think the book is called about like the importance of small communities, right? The importance of like having almost like a village like community around you. That's not something that a lot of people have nowadays, right? And then now I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I have that here. Like I constantly, maybe every 2-3 years, I go to someone's graduation from my church, right? And then I'm able to see them grow up, right? And then I have like a bunch of like elder folks, like grandmas and grandpas. That's not really my direct grandpa, but they're there with me, right? So I have a lot of this very small community stuff that I think like provides a lot of like comfort for me and security that I now know for sure not many people have here, especially. And so I'm really grateful for that.
Hey man, this is my flowers section actually. Thank you. I got it. He knows already.
Mirroring you, man.
You know already. Like I said, no sound effects yet. Chase, Capital One, hurry up. Maybe American Express, stop playing. Accept my application. Anyway, flower section to you, my boy. Man, obviously we had a lot of my previous guests on my podcast were also your homies as well.
Yes.
Shout out to our boys, Brian
Manafe.
Yes, of course we got Mercy. Sam too over there as well, all the homies, man. They praise you in the best way possible.
Samuel Buenanto?
Yes, sir. Whole government. Put the social security, everything, bro. We'll put everything out there. Put everything. Bro, the amount of praise they have for you, man, the energy they brought. Like, I remember the first time we met at the beach, man. Even before I met you, they were already like giving all the good energy, the positivity.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. They even mentioned in the podcast, some of the episodes, they're like, Sam especially.
Shout out Sam. I did hear.
Yeah. He had a huge, beautiful shout out. And I was like, man. Like that's beautiful. Like coming because Sam's such a young kid. Like he's a young. But I forget. Bro, I remember the first time I met him. I thought he was around my age. I'm like 27 now. I'm like, I thought this guy was already like been through 5 breakups already. He's like a Polos. Yeah, Indonesian call like Polos. Literally just like pure. Like you're like literally one of the purest guys out there. But he said so many great, amazing things, and it makes so much sense, bro. Like. You inspire a lot of people. You have that community, but you're also very self-aware. I love how you mentioned how in church, we definitely have some tea about this too, because I'm similar with the church growing up. There's the beauty of it. I love when people help each other. Yeah. I've learned a lot about, being selfless for other people with the church. Yes. But then the politics, that's another P. We don't like to talk about politics on the Patty Show, but that's the politics. Oh, goodness, bro. We could have a whole podcast talking about that team. It'll be the entire episode. Seriously, because unfortunately it's family members that's when it gets tough. Family members
it becomes personal, right?
Yeah, it becomes personal and then toxic and all that stuff. Yeah. And it's like what is it? What's it in English? Munafik, what's that word?
Is that hypocritical?
Yeah, hypocritical. Exactly, bro. It's the passion. I started switching languages.
It's just people, right? Like the fact that it's a body of people is what creates the politics. Like somebody's like, oh man, they just somebody like jealous.
Yes,
jealous of each other, pettiness, right? And then they make it about church, and then somebody would go, well, I think God.
Bro, you're right.
God wants it to be this way, and you're making it about you, and you're just on the other end. What are you talking about, right? Like, so,
and it gets spicy, like you mentioned, bro. When it's like close quarters, right? Because these are the people you care about too. Because you don't want to just burn the bridge. Oh man, but this is crazy to say, but sometimes you have to, depending on how how intense it gets. We don't want to call any people for that one, but you know who you are. You ain't gonna be on the Patty Show. That's the MTV version.
They wouldn't be watching this.
Yeah, they'll be watching this. They'll be
Chris Tjajadi. Oh, we don't care.
The haters. We love the haters. Arigato haters. Arigato haters. Sponsor us though. Stop playing. But bro, yeah, it's so like you mentioned with the whole the community. With it being with all these people, there's so many different opinions. Yes. And that can be such a beautiful thing because you can develop something new, create something amazing. Like with films, having multiple heads is so great, but then it can be a headache because that one vision can get so blurry out of nowhere when 10, 15, 20 people go into a project,
Right.
And I think of it like, for example, the podcast. Shout out to my producer. Me. Thank you very much.
Okay, I was trying to feel like, who's the producer?
I always joke about how I want to have the whole team, and eventually it's gonna happen. Yeah. God willing, thank you. But then I'm also thinking about the other side of man, once I get a team, man, the vision is gonna be hard to keep up, bro.
It's gonna be harder, right? Like, and I think, but that's where the beauty comes in, because you don't know what you don't know. When there's somebody else in your team that just provides you like a different input, you're like, you know what? That's kind of interesting. Let's go with that. But you'll also have to go like, actually, no, we're not going to go in that direction. We're going to go in this direction because you don't want to lose all the pattiness, right?
Oh, the patties! I like that. Trademark. I like trademark. This man right here. But I love that you mentioned that, man. And since you are a storyteller, filmmaker, I do want to like ask more about that. How do you find that balance of like putting your foot down in a way, like saying like, oh, that's not enough, Patty, or like just listening to your team? Because it's right. There's no right or wrong answer. Sometimes you have to listen to your team because they're like, yeah, Patty, we don't got a budget for have real flowers. Every second you say flower.
Right. Flower.
Every time a flower. Producer, you know who you are. Producer. That would be crazy. Imagine every time I say flower and then just boom. Boom, yeah. But yeah, how do you find that balance of like, stepping forward and also being like, all right, I'll listen.
Yeah, so dude, I mean, I've been thinking a lot about this. And so I don't, just to clarify, I don't make a lot of movies nowadays, right? Like I did study for film production, but my life kind of went corporate basically. Like when we're talking about Amazon Studios and Netflix, those are like studios, but also tech at the same time. Of course. And the biggest things that I've learned from working from these two companies is leadership, which is what you're talking about, and teamwork, right? And it's hard, man. Being in a leadership position is so hard. And there's multiple levels. Like there's the layer that you're talking about, vision, right? Like I am a leader in this position. I need to have a vision of where I want my team to go and what my team wants to accomplish. And then there's the people management layer, like, ensuring that your team knows your vision, right? Ensuring that your team is good and knows their job and their role, and then ensuring your team also has like the space to provide input to where that vision is going, right? And also providing a space for your team to disagree with you, right? And a lot of that is so hard to manage. It's like managing a ship, and like, especially when your team is super strong, especially when you have a lot of opinionated people, which I think you want that in your team. But you need to be a really strong leader for that, because you need to manage those temperaments, right?
That's very valid.
But you want a team like that. You don't want a team that's just going to say yes to whatever you want, right? Like because then how do you, like, there's a hole in your ship and you didn't know, and you're like, I want us to keep going. They're gonna, okay, cool, let's keep going. That's true. That's true. Right? And so like it's really hard. Leadership is so hard, and I mean I see this also at church.
There you go. Right? Yeah.
Like as a pastor, you're not just like providing a sort of like vision, right, from God to the people, to your congregation. You're also managing them, right? You're also managing the team. There's so much there, dude. Like and we can definitely go much deeper into that. But I would say, to answer your question really around like how do you manage that, I think, like, to me personally, I think you just need to have a vision. You need to know what you want, like. And I think you also need to be inherently curious about the team that you're leading. If you don't care about the team that you have, as in like you don't care about their thoughts, you could just get AI. Honestly, just use AI at that point. AI, for real, AI team at that point, right?
Speaking of AI, shout out to AI, because I use a lot of AI tools. I work with Meta with the AI. They give me a job, so technically they sponsor the show. Maybe you should give me a raise, y'all. Stop playing, Look at all those claps. Bro, I love how you mentioned that with the curiosity. Yes. I love that word so much, because it's something where, like, as a kids, we're super curious.
Yes, because you don't know anything.
No, literally. Yeah. And then now we think we know everything, and that's usually the downfall for a lot of people. Not even just like creators, people in like doing the corporate stuff, doing adulting. Honestly, the less curious you are, honestly, the less opportunities you get and are open to taking. And you never know. This world, I didn't know I was going to be here like a year and a half ago. Like the fact that we're connecting.
I didn't know I was going to be in this room. It's
crazy. I didn't know we were in this physical space. We just moved here a year ago. So it's like, it's the little things you think like, wow, I didn't know I was going to come with the guy with the fly jacket over here. Look at this. Come on. Where's this from? Uniqlo?
Zara.
No, Zara. Oh! Zara. Sponsor the Patty Show. Stop playing. Funny enough, the previous episode you're watching was with my friend Zyra. So shout out to you.
The serendipity, man.
See?
Like,
it's
whoa.
Science. Bro, I'm telling you, Zyra, whoever sponsored the Patty show.
That's what we're Patty to the Patty show.
Absolutely. Well, you're a natural, bro, with the podcast over here. But this isn't your first podcast, though.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes. I did a lot of more.
Wow,
research.
look at that transition.
Of course, my man. You did an amazing podcast episode with Alicia Anderson.
I did.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, that was very interesting because so just to tell a little bit of context of the story about how I met her. So Alicia, she's a public speaker. She's an advocator. She speaks around like disability and speaking against ableism and all of that stuff, talking about access and whatnot. Because she's wheelchair bound, and she came to Netflix to speak at one of our events. And at first I was like, oh, am I gonna go on that, right? Because I was working, I was busy, and I was like, you know what? Something was pulling me.
Yeah.
I was like, because I think I was on my desk, and I think I was watching the live stream in some random room.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then because I was working, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna show up and then see what happens. And the moment I rolled in, like into that room, she looked at me. I saw her, and then she kind of talked about it in the podcast where when she saw me rolled in, she felt like she was seen somehow, and I also felt that way. I actually almost tears was building up in my eyes as I was talking to her and hearing her speak about her story, because there's I don't know anybody, a lot of people in wheelchairs and whatnot, and seeing her it was something we're all we're humans.
Yeah.
There's just something about seeing other people that kind of look like you that is empowering, right? I mean, the whole idea of like representation and whatnot, and I used to think, oh, representation, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like really seeing it makes a whole lot of a difference. Because
goosebumps, right?
Yeah, it is, because I was like, why is everything that you're saying resonating to me? Like, why do I feel so seen even though you're not speaking directly at me? And then I'm realizing, oh wow, we experience the world the same way. Because we live in a world where we are judged heavily by how we look.
Absolutely, man. Right? Appearances,
that's just human nature, right? Like, we just can't go against that. And so, like, after that, I started talking to her, and then she was like, I want you to be on my podcast. And I was like, like, I don't know. Because that was my first podcast ever. And then the more I think about it, you know what? I want to explore this part of me, right? And so I kind of was like, that curiosity that you were talking about, I was like, I want to understand what it means to me to be a person who's in a wheelchair, because that's honestly something that I have not explored much. I actually was walking up until at the age of maybe like 15. And then I started using my wheelchair, and when I have spinal muscular atrophy, so I used to walk. My muscles were strong enough back then, but it kind of deteriorated over time. And so now I'm in a power chair. And so it's never, because it was such a gradual change, it never really I never explored what that means to me. And so I took that podcast as an opportunity for me to explore that, right? Yeah. And then so, like, even in prepping to talk to her, I was like, what, how, I don't even know how I feel about this. I realized I don't even speak about it, right? And so, I mean, like, you learn a lot by, like, reflecting, speaking about things, writing about things, right? And then maybe this is more of my artsy side, right? Where I was like, you know what, I want to do this. And so, yeah, it was an experience, man. And it's crazy, like, to see like how the videos are popping. A lot of people are watching it and talking about it. And it's really cool to see friends talking about it too. And they're like, oh yeah, we didn't know that you felt that way or see things that way. And maybe explore not just that part of me, but also other parts. Because I'm realizing, oh yeah, this kind of branches to other things. Like I have this, something that I'm realizing is that I have very strong feelings in regards to the idea of freedom. Because I feel like my freedom has been taken away in some way. Right? Like, it's not as easy for me. I mean, when I was talking to you to this podcast, I was like, just double making sure I can enter your home, right? Like little stuff like that. There are things I just can't do independently anymore. And by that, I mean, like, it's very hard for me to drive a car, for instance. It's very hard for me to have privacy when I want to have privacy alone, right? I just need to rely on people. And so, like, I'm realizing stories and themes in relation to freedom is super, it touches a raw part in my soul. I was like, I don't know. Have you seen Princess Kaguya, the Studio Ghibli movie?
Wait, which one's that one? It's
like one of the very first Studio Ghibli movies.
What does the main character look like?
Like
so
just a woman.
The worst way to describe that. A woman.
But it talks about this lady that like is losing her freedom little by little. Like she's getting married to other men, and she's like all she wanted to do was just like hang out in nature with her friends. And the story kind of dives deep into that, and it really touches my soul. I was like, oh my god, why does this hurt a lot, you know? And then like something that I've also kind of weirdly gotten into, not weirdly, but like I saw this documentary. It's called Gideon's Army.
Okay.
And so it talks about stories of public defenders who are defending criminals, right, in the justice system. And in this documentary, it was talking a lot about like there are a lot of people that went to jail not because they did it, but because the public defenders could not defend them.
Yeah,
like, there was just not enough evidence.
It's like a lose-lose, lose-lose situation.
And so it explores that, and then and I was like, something hurts so much in me, right? And then somebody who's like 18, and he pulled out a knife to somebody allegedly, and then now he's going to be in prison for like 10 plus years.
Crazy
for that, because I think it's in the state of Georgia or whatever. And you can just think about like the time, because you're dumb when you're young, you're so dumb, right? You don't know what you're doing, and the whole system is like, you know what, we're just going to lock you up for 10 years, right? Like, and the amount of damage that does to a person is insane, right? Like we're talking about, especially when you, like you said, when you're around 18, like you're discovering yourself a lot.
Yeah, man.
Like this person is probably going to do more crime in the future because they're stuck, right?
Yeah, because then they're resenting everybody in the whole system, man.
Yes, and so I've been personally exploring that whole idea of freedom, and like just in many different ways, and it all stemmed from me being in a wheelchair, and that's kind of fascinating to me. So.
Man, I appreciate your vulnerability, man. Flowers again for you right here. Flowers. Thank you. Like I said, the budget's not there for the full effect for a flower, but bro, your curiosity and the freedom, bro, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think it connects why you love technology.
I do love technology.
You do mention it in the podcast episode. You guys got to check it out. It's a fun little episode. But shout out to technology, man. That's another thing where,
man, dude.
Woo, it's like church too. There's some good and bad. Sometimes we get a little too sucked into the phone.
Absolutely.
But the fact, bro, you sent me this amazing DM talking about podcasts.
I did.
And, yeah, I remember exactly. It was very poetic, and I'm like, you know what, bro? Let's record an episode and figure out what podcast you want to make.
Oh man,
because you have a story to tell, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, this guy has a lot to talk about. We could be 50 hours in.
Yeah, each topic was like a whole episode.
For real. Each like a whole episode. But bro, like, you got it, my man. Like, we're gonna figure this out, what we're gonna talk about for your own podcast, which I would love to be a guest on eventually, That'll be a fun little time, maybe Chase Bank sponsors Chris's podcast. Zara, every 5 minutes we just change outfits. Every 5 minutes, you're like, yeah, we got a jean jacket on one, and then polo on the next one, and of course, exactly. The flowers will come out. But bro, man, shout out to you, man, being like open and just DM the Patty. I love when people DM the Patty Show podcast. That's why, because
well, I didn't know how else to reach you, so I was like, I'm gonna DM him on that. Let's see if he responds. Immediate response, by the way. And I'm the one that was very bad at responding back. Actually, so good at it. Like,
bro, I look at that every day. But that's like, shout out to Opus Clips. Also sponsor them. They're the reason why I always have like short form content, bro. So
nice.
They clip it, and it's like scheduled every day. So I always check my Instagram.
That's how you do it.
I mean, I don't do that from AI. I mean, it's hard work and dedication. That's
what's the crab by the hand.
Yeah, bro. Of course, like crafted each one individually. Work smarter, not harder all the time, y'all.
Always more.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. But yeah, bro. Like, I love seeing that message. I'm like, y'all DM the Patty Show on the Patty Show podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Tinder. Not Tinder. I'm kidding.
Hinge.
Christian Mingle. Christian Mingle.
Farmers, whatever they're called.
How you know about that, bro? Don't tell me you got a profile.
Thank you, Mercy Brian Maffei, for that input.
Bro, I've never tried Christian Mingle yet, though. Have you?
No, I have not. I've only been on Hinge once. Yeah.
I've heard about this other dating app, Christian dating app called, I forget what it's called.
Oh, like Salt?
I don't know if it's that one. There's another
so
one.
Many,
There's so many, but there was one where my other homie, Indonesian filmmaker as well, Nick, he found his girl from there.
Oh.
And my other best friend from Connecticut, Lucario, shout out to you, my boy, found his girl there too.
On this one Christian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same one. It's like up. Oh my God.
There's so many, dude. There's so many on Instagram. Like I was like, wow, they know.
Bro, that's the thing with, man, shout out Meta. You guys stalking us, man. The user data, it's insane, bro. The whole tech world, man. Speaking of tech world, man.
Yes.
Okay, Netflix man, okay?
Technology, yes.
So not just the Netflix and chill guy, but
you're
you're a coordinator. What's the full title exactly, bro?
So it's just coordinator, but my work is around project management, around like product technologies that helps with studio production.
Oh man,
it's a bunch of what. It doesn't matter what I say. But
Sugar daddy. That's what translation. Everybody,
hit me up, DM me at Chris Tjajadi.
I love how quick you are with it. This is what we do on the Patty Show. We're going quick with our handles and everything, bro. And you've been in Netflix for how long now? 2 years?
5 years now.
5 years?
Yes.
Oh, man. What? I thought you were like 23, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm your age, dude.
Asian don't raisin, y'all. You see that? Asian don't raisin, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, we like to...
So this guy was 15.
You know?
It's only the beard that made me go not 15.
Bro, like 17 and a half. Right? Hey, man, it's the gado gado, all of that, man. It's the peanut sauce. I'm telling you, it's all the peanuts, bro.
Smooth skin.
Yeah, it's all the for real, bro. To be honest with you. So 5 years,
5
man.
years, yeah.
And you started off as what in the beginning?
I was an assistant.
Okay, so assistant. Is it like how in I forget where it's from, but it's like, when you're assistant to the director of the assistant, like from The Office.
No,
no,
not that. See, we are the same age. We watch the same stuff. No, so it was basically in the levels there are assistants. So I was doing a lot of administrative work, and then I've been coordinator maybe for like now 2 years.
Oh, nice.
But the work ranges a lot, man. I mean, when you're at Netflix, you're just kind of like doing whatever needs to get done. If I was to be in other companies right now, I would. I mean, I've had projects that was like $1 million. Like I was an assistant and I was given that. Like, I mean, the thing that you got to give with this tech companies is that like they definitely like, okay, we're gonna trust you with a lot of stuff. Just go and do it. Finish the job, right? And so I kept thinking back. I was like, there's this one project where I was like, I'm an assistant and I'm doing this.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro. The tech world is weird. Yeah?
Tech world is weird, man. Like and so like a lot of the work that I do now usually involves a lot on like it's basic project management. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about communication, we're talking about like documentation, we're talking about connecting with different stakeholders and ensuring that the project moves forward.
Yeah. Okay.
And so a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, wow, bro. No, the tech world is crazy. I've recently started working with Meta for like almost a year now, but more like contract work stuff.
Yeah.
But meeting a lot of my coworkers, like doing a lot of coordinator roles and all the mumbo jumbo names, bro.
Mumbo jumbo.
All the crazy names. I'm like, damn, what is this? It's like, you watching basketball the first time, they're like, yeah, I'm a PG, like PG-13, like that's Patty Show, PG-13, YouTube. You gotta monetize us. We don't talk about rated R over here.
Make some money, yeah.
Make some money, unless it gives us more views. If it gives more views, we'll go to the OnlyFans page, Patty Show Podcast. Yeah, Patty.
I'm signing up for that.
HH. Oh, there we go. SHHHHHHHHO. No, I'm kidding. That would be crazy, bro. Maybe one day, when Meta, doesn't give me that raise, hurry up, bro. Like, stop playing, my boy, boss, Mark Zuckerberg, man.
Question actually. So you've been working in Meta for a year now?
Almost a year. So
bro. how do you like the tech business mumbo jumbo?
Oh man.
Like what is your vibe around that kind of culture?
Oh man. So before in Meta, this is my second contract with them. Second 6-month contract. So my first one was fully remote.
Yeah. Okay.
Barely went on office, so I didn't really understand that culture in the beginning. Just working from home in my boxers. I know you guys have a funny picture with that. Watch out now. I actually wear briefs. Shout out Me Undies. I recommend, bro. That's a good brand. Me Undies. I swear to God, those are my OGs right there from my college days, bro. Me Undies. I really want them to sponsor me. I need more. But yeah, bro. So just working remote. I'm like, okay, this is just making money. I was basically testing the AI. Yeah. In like Indonesian, Malaysian, and like English. So,
I see.
Making crazy prompts, bro. Like how people are like, oh, Meta, make me a bomb or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so we flagged that and I
Right,
tested
right,
from
right.
like
Security stuff.
yeah,
basically.
all that security stuff. So
yeah.
and I have no tech background, mind you,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest. So God was just good with me. Thank you, Lord. You know, I appreciate you.
Shout out
You know,
God.
shout out to you. But yeah, so I was there for 6 months fully remote, and then I visit the office every so often.
Yeah.
I've done some random videos because they have like a tight, you know, the API community over there.
Yeah.
So I got involved with them.
Nice,
but
nice.
But
Yeah.
recently being on site like every day, bro, commute sucks. But meeting,
Vista.
yeah, Playa Vista is tough from crazy number. It's almost like an hour sometimes. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But what I learned a lot from the other coworkers over there is like it's very fast moving, man.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, where like you said, yeah, I'm just an assistant and I'm dealing with $1 million deals. That makes so much sense because some of the stuff I see too, like I have some coworkers like younger than me too, probably in the same level, like when you came in or whatever. They were telling me like all the stuff they're doing. I'm like, damn, like I'm a contract worker, so I don't have to deal with a lot. Well, I deal with some crazy project. I can't talk about too much, but not like that scope. So it's like it's just fascinating to me, and it's like something I'm kind of trying to delve into a little bit more because it pays good. You know, I still love my entertainment, acting, all that podcast. I'm still doing that.
This is what this is.
This is the passion project, but I need some passion money. You know? And so far, I haven't added advertisements yet on the Patty Show just yet. But, you know? So maybe the tech world can give me some good funds. Netflix, stop playing. You know, maybe YouTube, too. Stop playing, too. Meta, I know you guys got to... You gotta give me some full-time offer or something, you know. But it is definitely like a fascinating world. But I think it's one of those things where I honestly have a lot of imposter syndrome, bro. The fact that I'm within them, because from my background, bro, I'm just like communication major, bro. I did theater a lot. I literally acting, all that stuff. I don't know how to code at all, bro. So the fact that I'm in amongst all that stuff, it's kind of crazy. It's like surreal to me. Like I don't know how you deal with imposter syndrome or anything like that.
Oh man, I've lost it. I'm just kidding.
Savage. Humility.
Dude, like I am surrounded by the smartest people like ever. Like I'm just like I don't know how you do it. Like we're just looking at some of these people and how quick they are to just understanding the root issues to things. But what I'm realizing, and this is something that I've been kind of observing and trying to apply more in my life, it's like what's the phrasing? It's like better apologize rather than asking for permission. Like,
ooh, okay.
Like, and tech rewards that. Like, go. Yeah. And if you mess up, okay, as long as you're not like going insane, crazy mess up. But if it's like just a slap on the hand, it's just a slap on the hand. When my manager was like playing around with like some of the projects because he's super duper smart. He goes deep into like the ecosystem. And I think he kind of booted it, like one of our biggest shows. I can't really say it, but one of our biggest shows, he kind of kicked out everybody from like the system.
Oh my god!
He's like, oh, I was like, what did you do? He's like, nothing.
And he tries to fix it automatically,
and everything's fine. But like, and I think that's in life also, right? Like I think we have a hard problem with that. When I say we, I think the Asian culture.
Oh yeah. Talk about that, please, bro.
Because you know we're a shame honor culture, right? We're always about permission and honor, right? Like, and especially in a church, right? I mean, they're huge on that.
Yeah, bro.
Huge on that. Man, it just keeps coming back, right? Like, we're huge on that. Like, it's better. You should watch what you say. Watch out. What if other people says about this stuff?
You should date certain people. Like, you know, like the little things like that, bro.
You have tattoo. Well, what are people gonna say about that?
Exactly.
Like, it's not about the tattoo. It's about what people say about it, right? And so, like, you're not, and you know, like you're not really rewarded for making mistakes, right? And I just like this is to me like something that I think is missing in a church, right? I think in a church they say I think a lot of churches like, oh, we welcome people and we welcome brokenness, and I think there are churches that does, of
course, yeah.
But there are also many other churches that do not. They lean so much more on condemnation and judgment versus like, go make mistakes, right? And you know what? It's gonna be okay, right? Like, and so. It's hard. It's something that I'm battling also myself.
Absolutely.
Like just not just in church, but also
it all intersects though. And I love how you mentioned the mistakes thing, bro, because it's funny, it's super ironic with church and everything. What it's about is, you know, Christ saved us, man. If y'all believe in whatever, like we made the biggest mistakes and he forgave us. And then you telling me a human being can't forgive other people? You know, like
Oh, that's a crazy.
You
right,
get what I'm saying? Like, it's
if
wild.
God forgives humanity,
Yeah.
who are
How
we?
you not gonna forgive your son because he got a tattoo or he had multiple girlfriends at the same time? Not me. Not me. Mom, I love you. I was trying to find my wife.
Not me too. Not me too.
Please, Dad, please don't do anything. We want to be invited to 4th of July barbecue. Please, we miss the gado gado in the food. But you know, it's like it's fascinating, bro. And I love how you mentioned the failure thing, and that's why I've also been, like I said, I've never been really a tech guy at all, bro. But I've fallen in love with that whole thing. Like those people are like doers, bro, and that's a lot of like entertainment. You have to be doers, bro. Even though you have to be creative, like. Think about what you're writing about for like this podcast, for example. I'm so grateful, bro, that I just jumped into it like previously last year. And if I didn't, bro, it would stretch for years. I hit 30. It would never exactly, bro. Like I had all the ideas down. I've done a radio show before. Yeah. But then when I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it with my first episode with my best friend Jan Conan. Love you, my brother. Thanks for being there. So it's just like doing, and then you know, like you mentioned with the slap in the hand, it's okay as long as you don't go too wild out there. You know, like
you gotta lick your lips like that.
you know what I'm talking about. You know, but it's wild. You know, slapping the hand is okay. Slapping the foot now, that's OnlyFans content. Okay,
there you go. Follow HHHH whatever that was.
Show Patty Show podcast. But yeah, bro, the whole failure thing, man. It's one of those things. I'm not like I want to say glorify the failure, but like have a better relationship with it because people are so scared, especially like we're still young, man. Like even though our parents always tell us, like, you know, hey, where the kids at? Where's my girlfriend first, yo? Like, you know what I'm saying? They want us to rush. I'm in this. I'm sure you're the same.
Single?
Bro.
I forget.
Yeah, single, bro. Yeah, single, man.
Everything that you said makes sense now.
Yes. Single, hot boy, summer, fall, every
summer vibe right here.
Every day, you know, vibes every day.
Yes.
But bro, like, what is it? Like, it's like everyone. We're in like an interesting point in our lives, like the mid-20s kind of vibe, where it's like we're not in high school or college
late
anymore.
20s, by the way. We're old.
Yeah, that's crazy. See,
we're not mid-20s.
I know, for real. Mid to late. You know, 26 all that stuff. Where it's like we're not in the school era of life.
No,
we're still kind of discovering things. But then there's so many of our friends like married, have kids, look like they discovered a lot of stuff.
Yep.
But honestly, like the best advice I have for people like around age, man, forget that stuff, man. Just keep failing, man. Like life is too short to not try different things.
Dude, I have so many thoughts about this because I feel like there's so many contributing factors to why we're single. TMS. But I mean, like this, like you're kind of referencing earlier about like dating lifestyle here, right? Like I think the introduction to dating online dating, right? There's this really interesting stats actually. Where they're tracking like the amount of where people meet their significant others. And what's so interesting to me is that like obviously dating online went up, right? But there used to be like bars, right? There used to be like friends of friends, right? I think friends of friends usually like the highest, but all of that has gone down. And guess what? Church has also gone down.
Really?
And so what that's telling me is that people, even in their church, in their small communities, would rather go online to find people rather than find people in the church, right?
Wow.
And so everybody's now like thinking like, oh man, we have to go online to find the people versus looking at the people around you, right? And then I think there's also like an aspect where, we're the internet is so much more connected to us more than ever. So like, I have friends like all over the states and the world.
Yeah, right? The world, yeah.
And I know people who've made relationships from across the state or the sea, right? And so the fact that we have too many options,
yes, bro.
I love. There's this line. Giguk, I don't know if you're a weep, you know that guy. Giguk, he's a YouTuber. He makes anime stuff. He's very awesome. Shout out Giguk.
Shout out to you.
One time maybe he'll
of course, yes.
come and guest here. A very awesome guy. But he said this. He's like, the problem is not that we have too many options. The problem is that we have too many good options.
Bro, that's heat.
Like,
bro. Oh my God, bro, that's so fast. And then with that also good options that are like eligible, if that makes sense, because like since we have so much exposure, like you can really hit up someone from Sweden, You know who you are, someone. You know who you are. And then that could be a match. But then you have someone in Colombia or someone at your church. And how do you decide which one's the best?
Well, right. It tricks us into thinking that we have like you said, the eligibility thing. Like, oh, I could go here there or there, but then we just not do anything.
And then the decision fatigue, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna not figure out myself. And it's crazy how you mentioned the whole like church thing, because that used to be like a hot spot for a lot of people. Like a lot of people met because of church and all that stuff. And that's wild how like now even in their own physical circle they go to the apps, like you mentioned, the Christian dating apps. So, like it's insane to think about. You would think that, you know, that's why a lot of people do those other like physical activity clubs to meet with people, but they don't even really meet either. So it's like we're in a weird point in time where like technology, like we said, we love it, the beauty of it, connecting people from far, but sometimes it like disconnects the people that are closest to us, which is like the sad part of it, because you know the community, I think, is like a super important part of living like a fulfilling life.
Like technology has become so embedded in the way that we connect with one another. We ourselves have not figured out how to use the technology yet. Right? Rather, now we're leaning onto the technology to like fix connections, right? And then, you know, technology companies are, you know, they're companies, they're businesses, they're trying to make money.
I mean, Tinder is a big business, but they have so many different. Isn't there like a corporation over here, like I think in West Hollywood? I applied to Tinder. Stop playing, y'all. As a tester. Test the profiles. Profile tester. But I'm pretty sure, I think they have an office here or something, because I saw on LinkedIn. Oh, what's your LinkedIn, by the way, Mr. Professional? Please, what is it?
I don't know, Christopher Tjajadi. You know, Tjajadi.
Yes, sir.
Hit LinkedIn. Me up, DM.
That'd be amazing. Imagine finding your wife on LinkedIn. Now
that'd be crazy.
Hey, be bold, y'all. 2025.
There was a phase, I think, where in LinkedIn people start like finding other people online to kind of like date and not professional stuff, and there were like a lot of people getting mad for it, clearly. But like, you know,
hey,
why? Like
it worked, man. LinkedIn, at least you could see the full profile. You're like, okay. Career-wise, you could see.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I'm gonna be very vulnerable. I love women who's like a career woman who's like really into like who's like going to like you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Of course, brother.
You know, remember that scene in the beach when Azula was like, "I want to conquer the world," and the guy got scared. Dude, as a kid, I was like, I don't get it. Why would you get scared of that? I love you.
Like, just marry me now.
Like, just marry me now. You want to conquer the world? Yes, please.
I can conquer with you, girl. Like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
You want me to be scrubbing your clothes?
For real, bro. Girl, I got you a seat right here. Just show like, here's a lap. Right here, girl. Azula. Man, that was one of my crushes, though.
Back then. Yeah, I'm 100%.
Oh, my goodness. Shout out to her, man. Shout out. Are they making new reboots or something?
I know the Avatar studio is making there's a new movie.
New one, right? New movie, like a live action one?
The live action, yes. I think there's season 2 and 3 from Netflix. Shout out.
See, Netflix. Yeah, I told you, there's a lot of Netflix. Netflix has so much stuff, bro.
So much stuff, man. It's crazy. I actually don't watch a lot of Netflix.
Bro, that makes sense. So usually, whenever you like work somewhere, you're like, I'm good. Like,
no, honestly, it's just I don't watch enough content. Like,
it's a lot too, man.
There's just so much. Yeah.
Bro, at that point, you might have to have like multiple screens, bro, to watch all of the stuff.
Like right now, for me to consume content, I'm just like waiting like for people to be like, if there's enough people saying it's really, really good and I'm kind of interested, then I'll watch it. I would never just pop in Netflix and just watch whatever's there.
There's just so much. It's like an endless
it's
like an endless can of worms to me. It's all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like all the options on Tinder. Why are there so many? But they don't want to hit us up back.
Dude, like, again, going back to that dating thing, like, it's such a huge problem, too, because, like, now we're, like, so it's interesting because, like, I was talking to a lot of my friends, I was kind of asking them, like, hey, how many people do you get on your like?
Yeah.
And, of course, when most of the time, when you're a woman, you have, like, 100 likes.
Bro,
and the guys, nothing.
I know.
Right? And so all the guys are competing for, like, the 1%. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of insane. It's bad for both parties. Right?
Absolutely.
Because like when you're looking at the thing and you're swiping, you're like, as a woman, okay, like I'm just gonna swipe purely out of like not just looks, but just like 5-minute quick gesture, right? You don't really get like the energy. You don't really talk to people. It's not organic anymore, right? It's very algo driven. And again, this is like another case where like the technology is dictating us how we should be connecting with other people, instead of how we naturally connect with other people should dictate the technology, right? And that's a huge problem. And as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. Like, I think technology is a wonderful thing. I think it's what differentiates us from like animals.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think God created the mechanism of technology for us to thrive, right? For us to share love and
Absolutely.
like and just create things that are impossible to be created. But a lot of the times we're seeing a lot of cases now, I think especially with AI, right? Like there's a lot of big question mark about like the amount of level of technology advancing is like we're just not catching up to it, both on like a human level but also on a policy level. There was another I think there was a policy that is being passed right now where they said that they're not allowing rules or laws that would negate or try to control AI for the next 10 years, which I personally think is hugely problematic. From their end, they're trying to say like, we want these AI businesses to thrive. We don't need these policymakers to stop it from happening, right? And so I'm like, as somebody from tech, I'm like,
that's dangerous, man.
I mean, you test this stuff,
yeah,
right?
but I mean, that's the thing. Thankfully, Meta has like their own kind of policies that they're dealing with.
Right.
But then when you mentioned that, I'm like, damn, the other companies could really do whatever because, and even I don't want to delve too deep into the whole thing because it's so classified information a little bit.
NDA,
but NDA, all this stuff. But yeah, these different policies. It's not just like one umbrella yet. It's literally these own companies have their own policies. So let's say, for example, one company is like, okay, this is not allowed, like a picture of a baby. But then this company says, picture of baby is completely allowed as long as it doesn't have this, that.
Sure.
Obviously, that's like the toned down version because they have crazy content, but I'm sure you've seen like with the whole AI generated stuff. Yeah. So it's like we're like you said, we're in this interesting crossing point.
Yes.
Where we're like, this is scary, but it's also cool. But you're like, where is the right side of this? And we don't really know because the people that make the decisions are not us. Not yet. Not yet.
So coming back to actually your question earlier about like when I DM you about podcasting, right? Like I've been like, I just feel like, dude, the world, like everything is going into the web, right? Like conversations are happening in podcasts.
Like this right now.
Like this right now. Like in YouTube, right? In TikTok. Like this is where conversations are happening. This is where things are getting discussed. I wanted to be a part of that. And that's why I was like, oh man, who do I know is making podcasts? Oh, Patty's making podcasts. I want to dive deep into that. I want to understand. Because for me, I'm like, I want to understand that. Like I've also been kind of like thinking, oh, blogging sounds really fun, right? Like we're writing a bunch of stuff. Like, because honestly, for the past 2 years, I've kind of went under, like, I do not post on Instagram. As you can see, I have no posts on Instagram whatsoever. I actually used to not post on my stories at all. I was living under a rock. Because like for me, I was like, I don't want to be a part of this algorithm thing because I'm trying to be authentic.
I'm good. I'm chilling,
But like what I'm realizing, like, oh man, like the world is going here. Like, and if I just choose to live on the rock, sure, maybe I'll be happy and satisfied with what I have. But oh man, I just feel like I want to be part of that conversation. I want to be part of the table that decide, like you said, you and I are the people, like everybody around our age now that are doing this kind of stuff. We are the voices that are going to dictate where all these technologies are going to go, right? And so like, and something that I've been so like, just the thought of like when you were talking about like I just feel like the narrative that we tell ourselves and the narrative that we tell others is what actually shapes the world. And so it's so much more imperative for us to tell our story and the story that we think matters, right? And so I love that you're doing this podcast, man. Episode 43?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. That's crazy. That's crazy. Bro. Like that's incredible stuff that you're doing. And that's why I'm also like, I kind of want to do that.
Bro,
I want to engage
with
the world in this way, right? And tell not just my story, but other people's stories,
Absolutely,
right?
Man.
And so...
Man, I'm glad you're here, man. And I think I have an idea for your podcast. We could make it tech-centered, bro. Tech conversations, man.
Tech conversations, man. Yeah, I know, man.
Something along that, because you're already in the realm, and you have a lot of friends that are in that kind of realm. We could talk about that. I feel like that would be... That's just an idea right there.
Yeah.
A tech one right there. Tech focus, but like I said, we always have it fun. Like
snip this for my future podcast.
Where we're going to hold them accountable, okay? We're gonna have to find a fun name that's catchy on it. I've
always thought like it'll be funny as like just call it like talk to the chair. and it's just my wheelchair.
Bro, that's not a bad idea. I like that. Clip it. Clip. I like the idea, man. You're inspiring, man. You're killing it. We didn't even get to our talking points just yet.
I'm so sorry.
No, but that's why I told you it's a vibe, bro. I tell you
it's a vibe.
Well, let me go to our first talking point of the Patty Show. We're trying to figure out this podcast, have a fun time.
Yes.
Our baby mamas, so we chilling.
Yes.
First talking point, my boy. The power of perspective. We did talk a lot about it already, but one of the questions I have for you, my man, is how has your mindset shaped your reality?
Right. And so, yeah, dude, I've been thinking a lot about this. And again, I'm going to get vulnerable.
That's what it's about.
Oh, man. So how do I phrase this? So something that I've realized more recently for me as a person, I'm a type of person, I used to think I'm pretty like a realistic person and pragmatic, but I'm not. I'm actually the opposite of that. I realized that I'm somebody that is continuously like obsessed with the ideals and what could be.
Okay.
And so like, I think this is really associated with my sense of freedom, right? Like, and same with girls. Like, there's this line from this guy on YouTube. He said, when somebody falls in love with someone else, that's like just one of the most wonderful things, because some may say that this person is obsessed over them and then that this person in their head is not real. But what's happening is that like this person is able to see the best, most beautiful version of that person that they're falling in love with.
Wow.
Right? Like when you fall in love, you're seeing the potential of what that person could be. Right, and I think I'm like that with girls too, right? Like girls.
Stop playing. Come on, stop playing now.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
Bro, you gonna be on the same, brother. I can't lie to you, man. I love me a good rom-com. I can't lie to you.
Oh my gosh, dude, those Tagalog songs, bro. Those like, oh man, like, do you know? What are they called? There's this Indo band, Brian Manafe. Shout out for introducing me to this band. What are they called? Damn, they're so good. But all their songs are super duper like, what they would call simpy.
Yeah. Bro, a lot of Indo songs honestly are. This honestly makes sense culturally now when I think about it, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I guess you're right.
It's like most of the songs are like, why you break my heart, girl?
Yeah.
But then the other songs, like in the Western world, it's like, man, F that B. You know what I'm saying? Like forget about her. It's so weird. It's like that is so, dude, I never connected that. Wow. I've always thought it was just a simp. But we're just Indonesian, bro. That's it. It's our identity. We have to lean into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm Indonesian. Stop calling me a simp. Yes, I'm just Indonesian. You know what I'm saying? No, but it's true. I've realized a lot of the songs, like my brother really loves the song. Shout out to my brother. He's over there, locked it over there. But there's this one. What is it called? Sampurna, bro. It's like
Sampurna.
Yeah. So that song is like something about. Hold on, let me translate it in my head.
Yeah.
It's basically like he doesn't want her to leave his soul or something. Like it's all like damn, this brother is like in love. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine someone in love times a million. They don't make those songs anymore. Taylor Swift doesn't do that anymore. It's all breakup songs now.
It is,
right? Shout out Taylor Swift.
Well, it's changing actually. A lot of the songs now is like it's about self-empowerment.
Oh, okay.
I mean, again, right? It's the opposite of simpy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So where's the simp songs? We need
simp songs, man. We need more simp songs out there.
Brian Manafe, make the songs for us.
Come on, man. Be known as the guy that makes simp songs.
Of course, you already make the Patty Show theme, by the way, which I love you, bro, for that. It's still been the theme for 43 episodes. Still, I love it so much. He's a musical genius, bro.
Wow, man. Oh, he is.
He's crazy, bro.
So good. Like,
shout out to you, bro. You got to go back to the show again. You know what I'm
saying?
His
episode's too short.
I know, for real.
I was like, man, yours is only 30 minutes. Everybody else is like,
I know, for real. Yeah, because I was like, damn, what the heck? I think he was busy with some other extracurriculars.
Serving, actually.
Serving, of course. Yes, of course. You know how it is. I mean, he's also in Sam's episode a little bit. Like, he's doing so. Add some extra 5-10 minutes. One day we'll get. I want to get a big episode with y'all. That'd be so cool.
Dude, that'd be so fun. Oh, like a round table. Oh,
yeah, that'd be dope. I'm trying to get because I love all my guests. I love seeing everyone. Getting people like from different angles of it.
Also, like I think
that's
the
same
provide
room.
A lot of very
man. See, making me think too.
I'm seeing you.
No,
dude, but you're like there's this song. It's called like I forget what, but it's about like you're falling in love, and then this girl keeps getting you higher and higher in the sky, and then you're so scared because you're like, oh, please don't keep giving me this hope because the ground keeps going farther away from me.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
don't let me go. Don't
Yeah.
let me go. And then I'm just like, oh, I love that song. I feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that hardcore, and at least in my personal life, right? Like, and so, man, wow, that was interesting. You're right. That is very highly
It's-
cultural.
Bro, the
Yeah.
cultural thing, I'm telling you, man, that's the thing where like we can never run away from it, bro. It's just part of our essence, bro. Unless like you go into a crazy breakup, you know who you are. I had to be a savage for a little bit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's just say I traveled a little too much to Thailand, all those other places. Woo! Loverboy was out the window for a while. Out the window.
Right.
Life experiences, you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
determination.
yeah.
But bro, thanks for sharing the vulnerability about it, man. I'm glad you and me
Yeah.
have the similar like
Yeah,
Loverboy
man.
at heart, man. That's so.
Yeah, yeah.
I told you we were
And
connected,
we should
bro.
live our life like that. You know, back to your question, right? Like, I think, at least, you know, there's like amongst my friends, like, you gotta stop being a simp.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna embrace
Yeah,
that.
bro.
And I will acknowledge there'll be days where I'm just sad.
Yeah, you're like maybe I gotta switch it up a little bit, you know?
I gotta switch up a little
Yeah.
bit. But I think it's just because it just makes life so much more wonderful. So much more lively. Just embrace who you are, right?
Bro,
Like,
I love that, bro. Be the best version of yourself that you
Be
can,
the best
man.
version of
Enjoy it,
yourself.
man. Life is too
Yeah.
short to like be pretentious and then
Yes.
fake. Like if you're like, yeah, I love hardcore metal, and you don't, bro. Like,
Sorry,
yeah,
Brian.
you know, bro. That's another thing, bro. Whatever, Brian. I did not expect him to like that heavy, hardcore, like.
Yeah.
Like I've had other guests on my show. Shout out to my boy Anthony. He's my coworker, personal trainer. He listens to crazy hardcore.
Like, yeah,
I gotta have him and Brian talk about music because he
Oh,
talks
that'd
about
be awesome. Yeah.
bro, like this metal stuff that's like it's satanic to me. Like Brian, you're a pastor's kid, bro. Like that's some setan, bro. Like you gotta stop, bro. Like you know, the most I listen to is probably like you know, like Fall Out Boy, All American Rejects, stuff like that.
Like
yeah,
it's just rock.
exactly.
It's just rock.
It's like
not
punk
even
rock.
metal.
Like yeah, it's like a little pop too with it too.
Yeah.
But even though like I'm sure you agree with this, bro. Growing up in the church, whenever you listen to that with like you know all your other family members, they're like,
Oh, yeah.
what is, turn this down. Turn this devil music down.
No, there was a time where I was like, maybe like as a child, I was like, I should not be listening to pop songs because it's devil music.
Oh yeah, it's what's the word called? It's
Duniawi?
Yeah. But what's
earthly. Oh, what were you talking about?
Yeah, the what's the English way to say it?
Oh, earthly.
Yeah.
Worldly.
Yeah, worldly. And then there's this other word, bro. I think who said it, bro? I'm pretty sure Brian said it on something like what is the word, bro? There's
Is
like
it English?
Yeah, it's an English like
I think you're thinking of
it is
secular?
Like secular. That's the one. That's
man.
he got me, bro.
Yeah.
Pastor's kid. He passed the test. All right, Pastor, come in. He just passed the test. You're like, wait, you didn't call my dad.
My father's just like
father pulls up to the patty show. This is actually Maury. He is the father.
That's
you know,
crazy.
but yeah, secular, bro.
Secular.
That word comes in. But yeah, whenever like for example, anime, we speak about that, bro. When me and my brother used to play Pokemon too, you know, all my opa man, my grandparents, they were like, "What is this?
What is this monster?"
Harry Potter, bro. Teletubbies,
yeah.
all of it, bro.
Yeah.
Magic. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh though, I kind of get because if you actually think about it, bro, they have like the devil trap card and like the graveyard. I'm like,
it's hard, right? Like I just feel like to me personally now, I'm like, you should not like the term secular is very because like they're saying that something is not part of God, but everything is coming from God because He's the source of life, right? And so like when you start putting like you should not be watching Harry Potter because it talks about witches and crafts, right? That's gonna get you become a satanic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some deranged people that starts worshiping and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you can worship anything, man.
You can worship anything.
Yeah.
But like to me, like the writing that went into world building, like the movies that was made out of
the lessons you can learn from it.
The lessons you learn from it. I think there's a lot of that came from God. Right?
Absolutely.
It had to. Like, I mean, like it could have not existed without God, right? And so, like, it's detrimental, I think, to me to kind of like. I mean, it's back to the whole it's better to say apologize rather than like asking for permission. Like that type of mindset because you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know, and you're limiting your capacity to experience the life that I think God meant His people to experience, right? And so,
Bro, you're the embodiment of the power of perspective. See, that's what I'm telling you. I had to,
There you go.
bro, because that's the thing. I love how you had that, especially as a pastor kid, and one with the church. I love your perspective because it's one where it's like I have those same thoughts too, bro, and it's like very nuanced because like not everyone thinks the same that way. They're like they always assume like, oh yeah, if you're a pastor's kid, you're extremely like anti this or anti that and everything like that. But you have a very like nuanced approach where you're like looking at everything from all different angles, bro.
I tend to do that.
No, but that's really good, and especially with that's why you're in the tech world, but that's what it's about. If we didn't think from different angles, we wouldn't have like the smartphone, like little stuff like that, man. Like if Steve Jobs was like, all right, I think we're just gonna keep it like this,
keep it how it is,
keep it how it is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, then that kind of mentality can be really tough. Obviously, there's certain times when you need to do that, where it's like certain routines, like like every day I do this at blah 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 whatever time, and it works for you. Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But when you want to innovate, you need to have that power of perspective, like you mentioned, and try different things. And I love what you said. You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know. Yeah,
man, I try to live with that life all the time, man. Sometimes I try a little too much. Traveling, bro, is crazy. I can't
traveling is crazy.
It's crazy, man. You meet a lot of people and you try a little too much. Like the Bible didn't tell me about this stuff. Sweden wasn't a country back then. I'll tell you that. But enough of Sweden. You know what I'm saying? Next question on this talking about, man. I'll tell you, man. How much fun? We're having so much fun over here. What positive habits or thought shifts have helped you, man, through like the tough times in your life?
Oh man, positive habits. It's hard, right? Because like when I think about positive and negative, right, I think about energy, right? Like I think about like which people fuels me with energy, what kind of activities fuel me with energy, right? And I think it comes with age, right? I definitely for the past like maybe 2 years, maybe this is where I'm like, oh, these are the kind of, because I'm very bad with boundaries, as you could tell. I'm very curious as a person. I'm very inquisitive. I'm super duper into the macro and seeing it at all possible sides. You know what I mean? I love the vagueness of everything. But that makes it very hard for me to have boundaries for myself, and it is very applicable in my personal life, right? I often give so much of myself that I lost myself, right? And so like the things I've been tackling to do that recently is like I've been reflecting a lot. Like I have a journal that I just keep writing on when I have thoughts that I want to figure out. I would just go in there and start typing. I've been like, I mean, art is also another thing. I've been so fascinated with like just like looking at photographies, looking at like, and I think that's why I've always was into anime, because I think there's just something about drawings and whatnot.
Yeah, like the visual element of it.
Visual element. I'm such a visual person. Like I honestly like praying to God. There are times where I'm like I can't do anything else right now but pray. Of course your friends. Like I think like just like I'm a verbal processor, so I just have a group of friends. I'm like, friends, I need to figure this out. Like what's going on? Let's talk about it.
Let's unpack this.
Let's unpack this. And so like I think for different people it's different, right? Like for me, I'm trying to find more alone time because I tend to be very extroverted. All right, I tend to just let me talk to this person, that person about this to get their perspective, because I love other people's perspective. But sometimes, you know what? Maybe I should just be alone. Right? Maybe I should just dedicate some alone time where I'm like today. Honestly, I was just in K-Town, just roaming around doing my own thing, like
get a little haircut action,
get a little haircut. But like just listening to music and just doing my own thing and just getting to know myself helps me a lot, like to fuel me with energy, right? And even when you're sad, right? Like I just want to feel sad right now and just acknowledge that. And I'm going to take some time and just do that. And it's healing. It brings me energy. It brings, I think, positivity.
Absolutely,
right?
Man.
Because people tend to think that positivity is denying the negativity, right? But it's not. I think you had a question that I really wanted to answer in your message earlier, which was like the whole idea of hope and suffering. Right? Like I think hope or positivity is inescapable from suffering and negativity, right? You can, like, I mean, we're talking about theology, for instance. The crucifixion is one of the most evil things that could have ever happen.
Yeah.
We're talking about sacrificing the source of life itself, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's evil, right? But hopeful. But it provides hope, right? And so, like, I just think you cannot have positivity in your life if you could not embrace the negativity that is in your life. You know what I mean? So
it's that duality, man.
it's a duality,
Wow,
dude.
bro.
Like,
I love how you mentioned also the, extrovert lifestyle. Shout out to extrovert lifestyle, brother. You know how it is. We love talking to people, enjoying our best time. But that solo date vibe, or this, like you said, strolling around. This past Memorial Day weekend, I was in San Diego by myself, bro. Just little solo trip, drive.
Awesome.
My friends pulled up randomly out of nowhere, and stuff. I had a lot of time where I was just by myself by the beach, like surfing, enjoying life, and it was nice to have just time to yourself, because having it's that balance of, like, even people that are extreme introverts, they need to meet with other people, like around the COVID time. Think about that. And then the people that are super extroverts, we also need some time to be by ourselves, even if it's just maybe one day in the whole entire year.
Yeah.
Some people need 20. Everyone's so unique, and like you said, with time, you'll eventually kind of figure out. But also, we always evolve. We never know what's like. Just because this is working for me in the past, like, 6 months.
Yes, it will probably not. Yeah.
It probably won't work in the next 6, because AI is gonna be too fast and too smart, and they're gonna recommend us to do crazy stuff.
You'll have a sugar mama.
Amen. Sugar family, bro. Nice. You get a sugar mama, because, bro, think about it. Sugar family, it's even better, bro.
You're absolutely right.
Think about it. When sugar mama not providing, pops, we can go play some golf or something, bro. At the yacht. And then the sugar brother, we got the new Nintendo Switch 2. Sponsor the Patty Show, Nintendo Switch. It's the 2, right? The new one?
Yes, the new one. Yes, 2.
See? Sponsor the Patty Show. I need to play video games again, though, too. That's
I know, me too, dude.
It's been so good.
I miss it. Yeah.
9 to 5 life, bro. It's ghetto, guys. When you're a kid, just enjoy your life. Make YouTube videos. And all the good stuff, man. Yes. I love how you mentioned the whole hope thing and everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for shouting that out, because I was going to mention that. But that's really good. That duality, bro. Because there's always, like, there's hope in there. Like, without darkness, there's no lights, kind of thing. It's like it's it's hard in the heat of the moment when you realize, like, man, this sucks, whatever. But then you realize, okay, there's some hope to this, and the only way to truly, like, feel that positivity is not, like, just pushing away all the negativity, but acknowledging it, like, low-key embracing it, and then just becoming more powerful with it, man. You
need to heal. Right? To heal, you need to embrace it. You need to know, like, what's going on.
You need to know the problem. That's the thing.
You need to know the problem. Yeah.
To be a doctor. We're not doctors yet. Sorry, parents. We love you guys. The Asian stereotype of doctors.
Yeah, I know.
I love you. Maybe we'll get there eventually. But, a lot of doctors, the main thing is they need to find out what the problem is first before they can cure it. Like you mentioned.
Provide medicines for it.
Of course. So you have to kind of know what that dark spot is before you're, like, acting on it. Because you could give all the medicine, but if you don't know what it is, like, what do you do?
And it's funny because doctors, they don't really, like, they're just guessing. A lot of it's guessing work. They're like, I think it's this. Let's try this medicine. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, let's try. Which is kind of messed up, but
you're like, wait a minute. Like,
in some way, we also you just have to try things out and see what heals you.
And it goes back to the whole doing thing. Sometimes you just gotta do it, man. It just all circles. Those life lessons, man. That's why he's so successful on LinkedIn, y'all. Find him, Sugar Mama. Find him LinkedIn.
Canceled.
I know, for LinkedIn Premium is gonna be like, no more membership. We did talk about community already, but I really want to emphasize this even more. But our second talking point, building a positive environment.
Yeah.
What role does your community and environment play in cultivating your energy?
Oh, it's hard, right? Like, man, because I think you're part of many different communities. Right? There's that, right? Like, at least to me, I think extroverts we tend to have many different groups,
little pockets, little
pockets.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I was the floater. I went around to different groups.
For real, bro.
Yeah, I know. And so, like, I think my church community have taught me a lot about what family means.
Oh, wow.
I have a friend who's like, she recently graduated, but her family was not able to come to see her graduate. And that got me really mad. Like, I was pissed off to hear that.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how pissed off, why I was so pissed off. And I think I realized, like, dude, when you're family, you do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter, right? Like, there's like your like your family is suffering, your family just lost a home or whatever. You open up your home so that they can have a space until they can find their own space, right? And I think I learned that a lot from my parents. I see that from my church. Like, my church is like a small little second family. And so, like, just, I think the idea of, like, because I think now also, like, families, I mean, the whole idea of, like, broken families and whatnot, it complicates a lot of things, right? I know for sure that there are people who have experienced families in a very negative way, right? Like parents who could not do good, right? Parents who, like I think I just saw a news where some dad, like, chained up their child for like 8 years at home,
8 years,
and abused the child until the child had to escape, right? And literally, like, with lice and stuff, like crazy stuff like that. There are definitely, like, nobody's perfect, and there are evil people like that. But I've learned a lot about family from that community, right? I've learned a lot from, like, my work community, what it means to work really hard, what it means to lean on risk, what it means to be proactive, right? I learned a lot from I went to a high school with a bunch of art people. I learned a lot about, like, self-expression from them, right? And so there's all these different communities, and I'm just, like, at least to me, I'm drawing to them. Like, I'm being intentional about, okay, what are the energies that they're giving me, and I love this bit, and I'm gonna try to implement that in my own life in this way, right? And so, like, like, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you do the same.
Yeah, no, bro. I love how you mentioned how, as extroverts, we're the floaters in school, bro. Oh my God. Like, I could be with the basketball people, the ones that like playing video games. I love the K-pop stuff. Yes. And it's like, they're all, like, unique and different in their own ways, but the beauty of it is just, like, we like all these different things, man. Yes. So we want to be with every part of this group. And I think the hardest thing is when it comes to the groups that are just, like, so too overprotective of their people, if that makes sense. I see. Like, they don't want to let any other type of person come in. So, like, let's say, for example, this is just like high school talk, but imagine I'm with the people that love playing basketball, and then I'm talking with the people that love video games. Yeah. If one of my video game homies wants to play basketball, they're gonna be like,
they're a little cliquey.
Yes, they're cliquey. That's always when the community can become super toxic, and it's like something where, for me personally, man, like, I'm grateful for the 40 plus people on the Patty Show that I've been with. Everyone, all different walks of life, man. I just like to talk to everyone from different jobs, from people I met randomly, like. The reason I met Sam and Brian was so random because, shout out my boy Golly. We miss you, bro.
Oh, Golly.
Golly, we love you, brother. We love you, man.
Still see your videos, man. Keep it up, man.
For
Keep working those muscles.
Yeah, for a strong man, right? I love it, man. Like, there's so, like, we're all human beings, man. In the end of the day, it doesn't matter what religion, what tribe, whatever you love. If you love Swedish women, if you love Japanese women, if you love Swedish women, we got a group chat, It's the no.
Looks like you just got to move to Sweden.
I know, bro. I got to go back.
Happiness rate pretty high, apparently.
See, let's just say I was very happy. A happy ending. Oh no!
I just became red.
Mom, I love you. Mom. But like, that's what this show is about, bro. I just want people from all around to realize we are one big community, man.
Here's the question I want to ask you, right? Because, like, I find myself, because we're extroverts, I think we harness a lot of energy from other people, right? And I'm curious for you, kind of what the question is asking, I guess. Like, are you, like, do you see a certain group of communities that, like, impacts you way more, right? And do you kind of, like, wait a minute, this is too much of this one. Maybe I need, you know what I mean? Like how do you deal with that? Because I'm exploring that.
That's such a great question. I absolutely feel like there's some communities that, like, that can, like, fill up my cup like crazy, bro. Something about it, you're like, damn, like, it feels right. Yeah. But there's some that also, like,
suck you dry.
Yeah. Oh man, suck me dry. You know what I'm saying? Mom, please, I love you. Please keep watching. Please keep watching. You do that for me. I know. Whoa. So energy-wise, life force-wise, and it's hard too, because, like, you know, sometimes you do need to give back to that community, whatever that community is. But I only try to cut those ties if it's like a completely one-way street, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to acknowledge because imagine if you're with a group like, you know, I don't want to talk too much about politics, but like, you know, different church groups, for example, like I've raised with, bro. Like I've had some that I had to like kind of cut off because of like, you know, they were just taking too much from me. Like, you know, that's like a whole long story. Unfortunately, it's like that. You know, I still pray for the best for those people in the community and everything, but you also got to do what you have to be a little selfish, you know, when it comes to that, especially as extroverts, bro. That's what I've realized.
It's so hard. Yeah,
it's the hardest thing because you realize, because you're like, I want good vibes, good people, but you can never. I love this quote so much. You can never like pour onto others if you have nothing in your cup.
Yeah,
you know, maybe you could put some air in there, but like, what's that gonna do, really? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you have to really like prioritize your energies to help other people.
Yeah.
The most optimal way possible. I mean, think about it. Like when we're at work and stuff, doing all this stuff is like typing. If we're like working out 2 hours of sleep, bro, there's no way. Like maybe sometimes we have to do it because we gotta make the money. You know? Sorry, bosses. You know, but like optimally, bro, it wouldn't make sense for us to come to work 2 hours of sleep or no food or whatever, you know? Yeah. So we have to really, it's like when you're in a plane, you know, you have to help yourself first with the oxygen mask first before you help like anybody else. Because if you're like trying to help your grandpa, which I love you, grandpa, but I can't put it on if I'm also dying. You know, you know what I'm saying? So,
you both die.
Exactly. Exactly. So, but it is hard to acknowledge because I feel like with life too, like we mentioned how like we're always evolving. I've realized too from the first episode, from even my old podcast back then, I've learned so much. Like a lot of the lessons are pretty similar, but I've seen some little nuances where I've realized, okay, man, I really need to be more selfish in a way, and just like, you know, just like that's why I did the solo trip too. I was like, hey man, forget this. Everyone's telling me, oh, you should go here. I was like, nah, I'm gonna do this for myself.
Right.
I'm gonna see how it turns out, and it was good. I also went to Tijuana too a little bit, bro.
Tijuana?
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah. Oh man, it was eye opening, bro. It reminded me of Indo a little bit, like Manado. That's where my mom's at. So it had like the palm trees, people selling stuff on the side of the roads.
I love that.
It gave me a huge perspective thing again, bro. Cause like, going back into the States, I had like shout out Global Entry. I had the card. You know, Capital One sponsored that from their credit card. But bro, it was like a big perspective because I see there's like the 3 different lines. You know, there's like general in Spanish. I don't know what that is. General. Comandante. I don't know what. That was good, bro.
Singing
Mamacita, you know, sugar mommy. You know, with the accent. Yeah, for real. But yeah, bro, they had the 2 lines that were like the general one, and then the Global Entry, like Express Line Central, whatever it's called, right? I'm going to the right side, bro, like zooming through, and I see just like families waiting in line, bro. And I'm like, you see like all the bags they have. It's like families with like 5, 6 kids, man. They're like, they're trying to get to like whatever the promised land. You know, we talk a lot of crap about the U.S., whatever, but in the end of the day, it's like, it's a good country, bro. The resources, I mean, you mentioned it in the podcast episode, like the whole Medicaid and everything. Like, a lot of countries don't have that, bro. You know, like it's not the best system. Don't get me wrong, but like it's still there. Like Indo, bro, you know how it is. The system,
my God, dude.
That we could talk about that in its own self. Yeah. So like seeing these families, bro, like the fact that I can zoom past security in like 5 minutes, my privilege really came in, and I was like, damn, like I've been through a lot of BS in my life, but it just like got me a little emotional. I'm like, damn, like it's crazy, like how much we have when we actually look at it, sit down and like the blessings we have, you know, like, and we don't realize that because we're always comparing, because you know, we're like, oh man, I don't have the biggest muscles, I don't have the biggest bank account, I don't have the biggest this. But then when you sit down and you're like, wait a minute, but I have people that love me, you know. I have amazing hair, like, bro, your hair's amazing, man, brother.
Thank you. I'm actually balding, so
I didn't notice, but see, that's what I'm
to go from this angle.
You know, but like it's those little things. It's really hard to notice. I think, especially as extroverts, bro, because we always like to give energy to people. We don't look at our own self in the mirror and be like, "Yo, Chris, yo, Patty, you looking good today, bro." You know, or you know, because also it sounds a little crazy because you're like, "Damn, I'm not talking to myself," but we're entertainers, so it makes sense. You know, so yeah, just having that perspective, bro, honestly, and then going back to the whole community aspect, I think I'm so grateful for, like, for my brother over there. He's killing it, and like having people like you, and then all of the Indo homies out there. Like, I haven't seen Brian or Sam in ages since the concert, and I just feel their energy always, like the positive energy they give me, the positive energy I give them. Like, I was so proud, Brian, man, you killed it in that concert. I had to come, man. Like, even the tickets were dumb expensive, bro. I can't lie. Brian, why didn't you hook me up with a free one, man? Me and my
Come on, man, I gotta pay for that too. Like,
I know, it was bad expensive, bro. I was like, damn. But you know, that's neither here nor there. But bro, it was life changing, that whole experience, seeing a youngin' like him, like pursuing his passion, having a good time. So community, man.
It's crazy. Like, we are so privileged here. We are so. I think the power of perspective provides
There
that
we go.
a lot, right? And it's even like a privilege to say, "Oh, I'm getting new perspective." Like the fact that you're able to have a perspective, bro. Right? So there's this monk, and he had this line where he said, like, when you have many problems, you're doing fine. When you only have one problem, that's when you have to be worried. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Bro.
When you only have one problem, your health. You're dying, nothing else matters. All the other problems disappears. Why? Because you're just trying to survive, literally, right? And so the fact that we're complaining a ton should be a reminder to us, oh, it's good that I have things to complain
about. Life ain't that bad.
Life ain't that bad. Life ain't that bad. And dude, I relate with you a lot about, like, I think our biggest issues as extroverts are boundaries, right? We love to pour energy to other people, but we gotta learn how to pour energy to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's hard. That's something that I'm figuring out, right? How can I know I'm extroverted. I know I love doing stuff with people, but I should find time to do stuff for myself, with myself only, right? And really, and I think a lot of that is going to help you appreciate things more. Right?
Absolutely.
Your cup is not just empty and dry; it's filled with a bunch of stuff, right? So
it's a lot of abundance and positivity, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
that's the main thing. Man, this is a perfect transition to our final talking point. Man, we've gone all over. I love the topics and everything.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be a lot of clips. Shout out to Opus Clips. They're gonna help me clip everything. Our final talking point, my man, linking positivity with passion and pleasure. How does staying positive fuel your passions?
Oh man, I think. Well, first you got to figure out what your passion is, right? I think it changes. I think it changes a lot. I think sometimes you're just passionate about just wanting to play games. Like, you know, you just want to. I'm just tired from work. I just want to play games, and I really want to put 100% of myself into that, right? Like I myself, I'm now like really I think, you know, being in our late 20s. Oh, jeez,
Crazy. Yeah, bro. I know.
Like we're, you know, like we're out of school for a while. We've been in the workforce for a while. Like I think we're coming at a point where sometimes the stuff that we do work most of our time spent on is not really the thing that we're passionate about, right? And so how do we deal with that? Like I'm dealing with that. Like the thought that I'm spending most of my time alive on something that I'm not passionate about is I just can't do that. There's no way. I'm not gonna let my future self suffer with that, right? And so like I'm trying to think like, oh, what is it that I do that like now where I'm working at right now? Like what is it over here that I love, right? And I start thinking a lot about that, and I'm trying to be more intentional about that. And so like for me, I'm realizing like, oh, I love connecting with people, right? At work. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to connect with a bunch of random people doing a bunch of the work that is similar to me and see if there's a connection there, right? So then suddenly the passion starts filling into the work.
I like that.
Like suddenly it starts filling into the work. If you're really into coding, like, let's see how I can implement coding into the work that I do now, right? There's a lot of opportunities there, right? You just need to try different things, right? And I think by doing that, you're going to gain that positivity, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna gain that energy. The more you do the things that you're passionate about, and when passion is like, there's so many different things, right? Like you can be passionate about the things that you're very angry about. So somebody who is very justice driven, right? Like somebody who's very justice driven should like absolutely look into like, oh man, this thing about like homelessness really bothers me. Let me see how I can embed working on that in my life right now, right? There may be other. It's like maybe creative art, creating things, right? Like, man, like I just love making podcasts. Let me just somehow do that in my day to day, right? That again is gonna fuel you with podcasts. It's like this loop that keeps fueling in the things that you do that you think you're passionate about fuels, you know, yourself with stuff, and then you can pour more out for your passion. You keep creating things. I think passion is completely fulfilled when you start creating things, right? And so, like, for me myself, I'm like, okay, like, what are some stuff that I'm kind of love doing as a hobby, and let's see if I keep doing it. So for my Instagram, like, I've been so like enamored by like random stuff around. I'll see like the trees and I snap. I saw you like my like yeah. I had to take a picture of this.
No, it was dope,
like,
bro. I love that you're doing that. It's the little things,
it's
man.
the little things, and so like let me just keep doing this as like you know, I just want to do it. Just the moment that you feel like there's a little force in you, just follow that force.
Yeah.
Just follow that force. Like, I think there's a light within you, right? There's a light within you that you're still discovering. I think there's a lot of noises and darkness out there that makes it very hard for you to see the light within you that's been already embedded within you. So find ways that you can brighten that up, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that with pictures. I'm doing that with music. Like, I'm doing that with like books that I'm reading. I'm doing that even with like people. I'm like, oh, you make me feel really good. I want to keep hanging out with you no matter what, right? I'm gonna follow that. There's a connection here. I don't know if you feel the same way, but but I want to. There's something here. There's something here, right? And a lot of that is also self-discovery, right? The more you do that, the more you follow the inklings within you, the more you self-discover, and the more not only are you like naturally doing things that you're naturally passionate about, but you're also going to attract other people like you, right? Because other people will be like, oh, I see the energy over there. I'm also like that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like here, right here, man.
Bro,
like, there's
I'm
connection
telling you,
here.
man.
Like there's like you posting all that. I was like, there's an energy here.
I love that. I love that, bro.
I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna follow it. I'm gonna message. I'm gonna DM this guy, right?
And you brought the energy, bro. From that DM, I was like, this brother wants it. And I'm like,
sugar mama, come on. If you feel
now we have
energy here,
yeah, cool. Bring it here. What's the at?
Chris Tjajadi. Awesome. OSEM.
And then what's the other one? The other Instagram?
Oh, Chairlands. Yeah,
Chairlands. There we go.
If you're into
if you're into that, sugar mama, you don't give all that stuff, bro. I love what you mentioned with the whole like that, especially the energies, man. I think that's a really big thing.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, we don't believe in the crazy chakra stuff. Maybe I don't know, but I feel like the whole idea of energies is something that I want to learn a little bit more about too. Like maybe. Yeah. I'm not saying I want to be a monk because I still love my hair, but it is fascinating. Like you said, the energy you gravitate towards people, and it's like it's so organic. It's so weird, bro. Like the fact that I met the Indo homies because of Gali, and then meeting with you at the beach, which was such a fun vibe, bro. Shout everyone over there. I'll probably get everyone. I gotta get Gio on the podcast. That's the homie right there too, man. He's locked in everybody. Yeah. I did see him randomly. I forget the last time I saw him randomly. It was and he's everywhere, bro. This guy's you everywhere, bro. I was like in Indonesian film screening, bro. The horror movie.
And he was there.
Yeah. Bro's like pulls up with the camera, like who's. I'm like, I'm not that famous yet. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I was always Gio. I was like, what the heck?
I love the yeah.
Manifestation. But I'm telling you, the Indonesian community is so small, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Toulouse concert that we went to for Brian, bro. This is the wildest thing. So, my coworker from Meta, right, remote. She lives in Kentucky. Okay.
No way.
So I'm getting ready for Brian's performance because he was one of the earlier ones. So me and my brother chilling. Someone like taps my shoulder. I turn around. I'm like, shocked. It's my coworker, bro. Bro. She was living in Kentucky and everything. Also like a red teamer, they call it, for like labeling all the AI content. I was shook because I've never seen her in person. I've seen her like for video call and over Instagram. Right. I was like, what in the world? And lost it. I was like, what? I was like, what the heck? And then we're just catching up. And she's like, my brother is the pianist for Toulouse. And I'm like, like, sister, there is no, bruh. Especially, Indonesian community, it was crazy. But I was like, I had that moment of like time and place. The only real reason I went to that place because obviously Brian was performing.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to everyone else.
Love you.
Yeah, Toulouse, we love you. He was great, bro.
He is actually one of the kindest person. Like,
he's so Toulouse, you know what I'm saying?
So
like, that makes sense. But his voice is powerful, man.
Beautiful.
Oh, my good. For real, I was like, damn, brother. I'm like, he's not Indonesian. He's Chinese Indonesian. I know. He's not really. Indonesian ain't that tall now. Come on now.
Yeah, there's also a Dutch in there for sure.
Oh,
that's Dutch.
100%. We can talk about that all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? But bro, man, I'm just grateful for you again, man, for the coming to the episode.
Thank you.
We talked about a lot of great stuff, man. I hope you make that podcast, though, man. I'm thinking we should call it tech talk or something like that. That's an idea.
Tech talk.
Tech talk or something. I don't know.
Yes,
We'll
yes,
think about
yes,
some ideas,
yes.
but bro, you should definitely do it
Yes.
because you have the voice, the personality, the energy,
Man,
and you have at least one guest. I'll be there, man. You know, let
thank
me know
you,
whenever.
thank
I
you.
would
will let
love
you know. Yes.
love to be a guest on
Let
it,
you
man.
know. Yeah,
So
yeah,
keep
yeah.
pursuing your passions, man. Do you
Yeah,
have any
yeah.
final words you want to give out there to encourage the young people out there?
Oh,
you know?
dude, don't even get me started because there's 40 more minutes of
There
this.
you go. You got a lot of fire. Man.
I just think right now, like you're saying, we're in this weird intersection where everybody is confused. Nobody knows what's going on. The world is going crazy. Like the politicians like going nuts. Like I mean, specifically also in the U.S., like nobody knows what's happening. Right now, more than ever, we have powerful tools like our iPhones. We're all connected to the internet. Like this is a time for us to speak out our thoughts. Like it is unimaginable like 10 years 15 years ago for somebody to post a tweet and for it to be read by millions of people, right? And I think right now is the time for us to get involved. Right now is the time for us to still stay curious and don't let the state of the world, like, because I think like a lot of people are like just really got brought down by all the things that are happening.
Don't let it down. Yeah, don't let
it get down. Just go out there, say what you need to say, find like-minded people.
Community.
It is so much more easier now than ever, and harder at the same time. But you have the capacity to do
absolutely.
You can find people, right? Go out there, say what you need to say, do what you need to do. Keep relying on action. And because you know what, our future is in your hands, man. Like
for real.
Our future is in our hands.
Yeah, we can't have no babies. Our baby mamas.
Come on, baby mama.
Baby mama, stop playing now. Sugar mama, baby mama, sugar family.
everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I love that, man. The action, man. The do it, and then it's okay if we get a little slap on the hand, slap on the knee. No slap on the booties now. PG-13, y'all. Stop playing, brother. Bro, I appreciate you. Love you from the bottom of my heart, brother.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna end with a little arigato on 3.
Okay,
but thank you again, man. Your socials are, what is it again? At
Chris the Awesome, TheOsem,
and the other one,
Chair Lens.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And of course, Patty Show Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that good stuff. PattySetziati.com/podcast. PattyShow.podbean.com. You know how it is. And Chase, Capital One, Zara, all the sponsors we mentioned. I am not kidding. I want it for the next episode. 44, 45, 1,000.
1,000.
1,000. Amen. We are manifested. Okay.
Joe Rogan, we're coming after.
For real,
you.
Joe Rogan. You can't see me. I actually want you on the show. Joe Rogan will be kind of funny. That'll be a funny episode.
Diary of CEO, we're coming for.
Yeah. I love listening to it. I watch all of it. It's so good, bro. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Arigato for all that stuff. On 3, we're gonna hit them with the arigato, bro. Right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Arigato. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetziati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com, have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.